somewhere else, but this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to our live audience on social media. Thanks for joining us this week, guys. I'm Eric Scarvin, your host. Once again, in our 19th year here on the local show, featuring inspirational locals up and down the Roaring Fork Valley. So happy and honored and excited to have one of my good friends back. He's an A-list guest as well. It's Chris Klug, local Olympian, real estate professional, and founder of Chris Klug Foundation. Good to see you, buddy.
You too, Eric. Thanks for having me back.
I figure once I get through the title, it's just like, it's like easy or all downhill
you can just
from
say,
here.
Washed up Olympian knuckle dragger.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
And
Or
real estate Olympian now.
Klaus likes to say, you can call me the oldest ski bum in Aspen if you want.
That's awesome.
Of course, we kicked off our season 2 weeks
I
ago
love
with
that.
Klaus, just weeks before his 102nd birthday.
That's amazing.
Is that amazing?
Isn't
and I know
it coming
you're
up?
It's coming up, I think, December 7th.
It's
I
right
wanna say.
around Summit for Life every year.
Right, exactly.
Right around the same time, because
Shortly after
we've done the
Summit for Life.
strudel event for Klaus in the past.
Yeah, they call it Stories and Strudel
Yeah.
with Klaus.
I love it.
And so what an inspiration. You've inspired me in so many ways over the years. But first, we have so much to get to today, including Summit for Life, your annual fundraiser.
Happy Summit for Life week.
Yeah, S for L week. But I wanted to start out just something, simple, like how's your winter going so far? I mean, we're not that far into it.
Been fairly limited so far, but
Yeah.
I'm ready to start tossing some old school Burton Backhills on the bonfire to,
Make it snow?
Summon Euler and
There you go.
get some more snow. But
Make a sacrifice and do
Exactly.
your snow dance, because now we got another week up into the 50s. But I guess it's hard to complain when it's so nice outside. And I went for a hike in just a long sleeve shirt today and
That's
a
the
baseball
beautiful thing
hat.
about Aspen. There's always fun stuff to do.
True.
And recreationally, culturally, you name it, culinary opportunities. There's always lots to do here.
And if you can't affect the weather, you might as well enjoy it, right? That's part of wisdom. I cannot control that stuff.
There's a lot of things we can control. The weather I haven't figured out, so I'm giving up on that.
Right, unless that cloud seeding really starts to work.
Yeah.
So we got a warmer week. But you've been up in the mountain, skinning up the mountain a little bit. And
Skinned up the last few days, cramming for the Summit for Life test this weekend.
there you go.
But yeah, felt good. Went up Ajax yesterday morning. It's in great shape. I got to say, I
amazing
think
what
the Aspen Skiing Company crew has done a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
When you look at the weather we've had and the
Exactly.
fall, it's unbelievable.
exactly.
And in terms of skinning in the Summit for Life course, it couldn't be better. It's going to be a fast course. We're going to see some fast times.
Right, because then it's some harder packed surface underneath with a lot of that man-made, especially on the lower mountain.
When you get a huge dump Summit for Life weekend, which, as you know, having done so many of them in our 16th year,
Yeah.
we typically deliver a blizzard on Summit for Life night. This year, I think it's going to be 50 degrees during the day and 30 degrees at night. So it's going to be really pleasant. But
It'll be really nice.
yeah, and,
Especially for people who, they're coming out recreationally. A lot of people just want to have social and make it fun, and they don't need
That's
some
what it's all
racing
about.
torture tests like I do, like you might.
I'm actually going to go with my kids this year.
This year, yeah, you're going.
I'm towing my 8-year-old and my 10-year-old up.
So those guys can make it up. River and Bolly can make it up the mountain.
They can do it. Bolly climbed her first 14er castle this summer with me.
Incredible.
And, yeah, they're doing awesome. She's walked to Crested Butte almost every single year she's been alive with me.
Amazing.
The first 4 or 5 years on my back, of course, but yeah, they're doing well.
How does that make you feel? I mean, that must be like a real sense of pride and joy as a dad. I mean, seeing your kids develop like that.
You know what? I think it's a part of our upbringing here, and being able to share that with them and get them up in the high country and on top of peaks and skiing and Nordic and all the things that they do. It's just, I think, giving them a great education, a great perspective, and really fortunate to get to raise them here.
Yeah, but I mean, just that inner feeling. What's that like? Just being a dad like that, and then also, I don't know that feeling except being a dad for my dogs.
Yeah.
But with kids like that, especially just athletic and smart and sharp, and I mean, how does it feel just as a dad?
I've been asked the question is your daughter, your son going to be an Olympian as well? And I said, well, I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
I really, for me, it's, I want them to enjoy the ride, to really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah.
And, it isn't the real world here in Aspen, but I want them to be kids as long as they can. and enjoy living in this, what I think is one of the great places on earth.
Yeah.
And so I think it gives me a lot of joy when we go mountaineering or going up to our cabin or something and they're cross-country skiing 4 or 5 miles in. That's pretty special. And just them being able to enjoy it. We unhook from our devices for a while and you're just really present with your kids. And selfishly, I love it, and they seem to be too. So that's what it's all about.
Seems like you guys are a very tight-knit family because you have these great adventures, vacation adventures, spend a lot of quality time, put away the electronics, and it just seems like you've really prioritized that in your life. Not every and you would think like all parents do that, but it's not necessarily the case. I think you guys spend a lot of time, and I think that's
especially the last. I think that's one of the great gifts the last year and a half with COVID. Not to sound insensitive, but we've had some really cherished, family trips and family times. And I think from my perspective, it's going so fast.
Right.
And I probably only have them for another decade.
Better enjoy it while you can.
And then they're gone. They're off to college. And so really, you always think of the cats in the cradle cliche. You don't want to, miss the most important time. And you've missed that window. So trying to do the best job I can, still figuring it out as we go. And I've got a great partner. She's making me look good.
Yeah, your wife Missy's an incredible partner, and
she's awesome.
And mom, and so good for you guys. That's
Thank
so
you.
neat. To again have that family experience, and then be able to adventure, with your family is just
Totally.
The cherry on top.
I've snowboarded my whole life and got to compete and travel the world on my snowboard for 20 years, doing what I love to do. And I've joked the last few years, my favorite day of snowboarding is out shredding behind my kids and just seeing them ripping down the hill and I'm behind, just a big smile on my face, just watching them snowboard. And so that's where I am these days and loving it.
Very cool, very cool. We're going to take a quick break, Chris. We got to thank our winter underwriters, including Klug Properties. We also want to thank Gonzo Nation, Haiti Children, Obermeyer, Picken County Landfill, Sundog Athletics, and Highlands Ale House, my boys at the base of Highlands. We're going to go to our only break of the show, guys. It's only about 2 minutes. We'll be back with Chris Klug, Olympian Chris Klug, bronze medalist, who is also the founder of the Chris Klug Foundation. We're going to get you guys set for Summit for Life this weekend, so don't go away.
The Gonzo Foundation is a nonprofit organization created to promote literature, journalism, and political activism through the legacy of Hunter S. Thompson, and is a proud supporter of the local show and GrassRoots TV. For more information, visit thegonzofoundation.org.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
I'm Klaus Obermeyer, and I wish you a terrific winter on the Aspen Mountains.
Locally owned and located at the base of Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House features delicious scratch-made comfort food, cocktails, beer, and more. Their sunny outdoor deck is ski in, ski out. 2 miles from Aspen, they're open daily, winter and summer. Sundog Athletics, Aspen's adventure sports school, is your opportunity to experience private, all-inclusive snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and fat biking instructional adventures that will improve your safety, performance, and enjoyment.
Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Thanks for sticking with us here on the local show. We've got Olympian. He's an Olympic bronze medalist. I shouldn't underrate you.
Hey, bronze is best. I always say that.
Bronze is awesome. And I was there, which was just an incredible moment. We've talked about that in the past on the show, and seeing you win that after you were down by 1 or 1.5 seconds after the first run.
Yeah.
Which was pretty much like a calendar page in snowboard racing.
Big difference.
And you came back to win that second run, and we were all at the bottom with our big #1 fuzzy fingers, and it was just such an incredible moment. And I mean, you just still like feel that, like I mean, or when you remember that, do you get that like your acceleration?
Anytime I watch a ski race or snowboard race, or watch the Olympics or something, you definitely brings back great memories and gets you kind of fired up.
Right. What a great adventure in your life.
That was awesome. And I got to do 3 Olympics. Like I said, it took me all over the world on my snowboard, doing what I love to do. And
wow.
It was fun.
Well, before you won your bronze medal, I think 18 months earlier, you were in a really tough situation. You know, you had a rare liver disease. You were on a wait list for organ, to be an organ recipient. You're getting very ill. You could have died, within a short period of time, and you got a life-saving liver transplant. And can you just kind of recap? I mean, we've talked about this at length in past shows, but this is the origin of the Chris Klug Foundation, receiving that liver transplant. And can you kind of briefly describe that?
Well, it was really, you touched on being at the Olympics, and I think that's where I realized, we had a great podium to speak from. And I had volunteered a lot. I was on a transplant waiting list for almost 6 years, and volunteered for different OPOs, organ procurement organizations all over the country, and for Donate Life America, which is a division of Health and Human Services. And I just felt like we had a great story to tell, that we could really affect change positively, especially with young people, through our Donor Dudes programs and our campus events. And now it's expanded to our toolkit for teachers and our National Donor Day activities and everything that we do. I just thought, we can really have a positive impact on young people as they're preparing to get their permits and their driver's license, and they're getting asked that question for the very first time. Do you want to be an organ donor?
Right.
And there's a startling statistic that about 96% of Americans say that they support organ donation. And just over 50%, I believe it's about 54%, actually take the steps to document that decision.
Oh, boy.
So I think people are inherently good, and they want to help others and recycle ourselves effectively. You can't take it with us where we all hope to be going, and so you might as well help somebody else. And I think most people share that belief or that
kind of that
selfless,
value.
That value and that selfless decision of giving. But oftentimes they don't take the steps to really say or answer that question: what does it mean to be an organ donor, and how do I ultimately register?
Right.
And so that's why we started the foundation 18 years ago. And this is going to be our 16th Summit for Life event coming up. It was originally the first couple years with our partners, Aspen Skiing Company, Storm the Stars. And our 16th year, we've raised over about $2.5 million for organ donation through Summit for Life alone.
Incredible.
And we're going to do it again this weekend.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That is so incredible, and I've been a part of it 15 years now as a competitor, and try to be share the awareness. It's an awareness raiser too, in addition to a fundraiser. And like you say, people just need to know how to connect the dots. They have the desire, the value to help other people by donating their organs.
Yes.
I like to say heaven doesn't need my organs. I'm being really an optimist there. I'm trying to do the things, connect those dots too.
Yeah.
But they just need that information, so
Absolutely.
letting people know there's 107,000 people on a wait list right now in the United States, or wait list for life-saving organs. About 20 people a day die on average because they're not getting those organs. So Summit for Life, let's kind of open it up, give people kind of an overview.
Sure.
And we've got some great images from last year's event. I love those images of going up Aspen Mountain at night.
It's spectacular.
So spectacular.
And when you ride the gondola up, normally we do the big sun deck party at the top, and it's going to be a party again this year, just look a little bit different.
Yeah.
But you made a really important point that I want to touch on, is that, yes, this is a critical fundraiser for Chris Klug Foundation that enables us to fulfill our mission of really inspiring anybody touched by transplantation. Yep. Anyone going through the same thing I did 21 years ago. I was on a waiting list for almost 6 years, and I'll tell you, it's a scary place to be. And initially I thought, well, it's a death sentence, an organ transplant. And then I came to learn that, no, it's not a death sentence, but your quality of life is going to suck. And as you know, that's not the case for me.
Has not been sucking.
And for many of my, it's not. For many of my transplant recipient friends and that we've met over the years in the transplant community, there's nothing I can't do today. I'm way healthier, way stronger than I ever was before. And selfishly, I love all these athletic pursuits that you and I were, just sharing.
Yeah.
But it also sends an important message that you can live a great quality of life post-transplant, or maybe just post any major medical setback. And that's an important message of our foundation. And yes, it's a fundraiser this weekend. It's an organ donation awareness drive, campaign, effort, but it's also a celebration of life and second chances. And I know that as well as anyone out there.
I love that message of hope. So it's informational, but it's also inspirational.
Yes.
Because there is hope. There's a hope of a great life, doing what you want, still fulfilling your dreams.
Absolutely.
Let's get into the event itself, because it's going to kick off this Saturday, which is December 4th.
Correct.
5:30 is the start.
One start. We did a couple of starts in the past.
Yep.
A
That's
5
right.
o'clock and a 6 o'clock or 5:30 start. This year, one start, 5:30. Everybody at the start line on the west side of Gondola Plaza, right in front of the residences of Little Nell.
Right.
Yours truly will be on the microphone there. And be careful if you walk by. I might be cracking jokes and pick on you a little bit. But
That's fun.
We'll have DJ Dillon right there at Gondola Plaza. We'll have all of our volunteers that are helping facilitate dry goods to the top. So I really encourage anyone that's participating, send up a dry jacket, a dry shirt, because we're going to have a big bonfire at the top.
Nice.
We'll have hot drinks being passed out at the top.
Awesome.
DJ Tenza will be at the top. So we got DJ Dillon at the bottom, Tenza at the top. So we'll have dueling acts, and
That's great.
probably my dad or another announcer up at the top.
Oh,
and then we'll have a few hundred hikers heading up at 5:30, crossing the finish line. They can change, use the restrooms and the sun deck.
Yeah.
We're not having the huge party with the John Truselli band and everything in the sun deck this year. I just thought, we started this foundation to help people. That's the only reason. And my involvement, as well as our board, is 100% volunteer. Okay. We started it to help inspire, to help people that are the 107,000 people waiting for a transplant today to be able to get one. And so the last thing we want to do is get anybody sick or be a super spreader event or anything. So for that reason, it's 100% outdoors.
Nice.
The sun deck is only for changing or using the restrooms. Then you grab a hot beverage, you hang out by the bonfire, enjoy the DJ at the top and the obnoxious announcer up there too, and then jump on the gondola, head down. Little Nell will be serving a fantastic chef. Matt is doing the dinner for us. Paradise is handing out cookies.
Nice.
And then we're going to live stream the show at 9 o'clock. Our good friend Joel Lee and his team with Random Acts is helping us do a live stream show on the Chris Klug Foundation YouTube page and Facebook page at 9 o'clock.
Very cool.
And so we've tried to adapt, like all of us, and pivot. We're all tired of hearing those words.
Yeah.
But last year was entirely virtual. And this year we also have a virtual component for people that can't come to Aspen this weekend. And they can do the equivalent 3267 on their Stairmaster or on the hill behind their house or at the stadium stairs at their local high school. Okay. They can climb 3267. And there's a virtual component to the event that's going on right now.
Very cool.
But then the main event is in person on Saturday night at 5:30 p.m. Just looks a little different with the party. It's sort of a to-go party and an outdoor party this year.
Well, it's fluid. The pandemic's fluid. Things ebb and flow, and now we're back into a situation where we need to be really smart and safe and get boosted. I got mine yesterday. I'm really excited. Kind of like say boosted just in time for tourism season, and just be smart. Be smart,
100%.
and we can be healthy and happy, but we got to be safe first. And
for sure.
I mean, we half joke safety third, as a guide, but
that's when we're snowboarding.
Yeah, exactly. That's only for snowboarders, actually. But no, but I mean, obviously, you got to have the safety covered, number one. So 100%. I really, really appreciate that. It's going to be super fun. Yeah. How do people get registered?
So just go online. It's summitforlife.org.
Okay.
And we use the Run Sign Up app. It's really easy to sign up.
Yep.
And one thing I'd really encourage people to do is sign up, and you can also either create your own team or join another team. I created Donor Dude Snowmass Village. I'm going to hike it with River and Bali, my kids, and my wife, Missy.
Nice.
And my friend Alex Leffler and his kids are going to do it with us as well. So we're Donor Dudes Team Snowmass Village. Anyone's welcome to join that.
Cool.
So you can sign up individually at summitforlife.org. do it sooner than later. So we've got T-shirts for you and dinner and everything dialed in, and you can do that right up until Saturday.
Okay. And then what's the commitment in terms of registering?
Great question. So it's after Cyber Monday, it's now $75 registration fee and a commitment to fundraise a minimum of $100 for the foundation.
Okay.
And we
Easy
get
enough.
all of the costs for the event covered by our sponsors and underwritten by our sponsors and our partners, so that all of that donation, that fundraising that everybody does, goes directly to the cause.
Right, right.
So that's really important.
And you guys are doing the Chris Klug Foundation. You're doing events year round, right? Like raising awareness, donor dude events.
We are,
and, you know,
It's looked a little different the last year and a half with COVID. I mean, usually we're on campuses and we're doing our Donor Dudes events and our Donor Dudes game nights events. And we did our ambassador panel tour at hospitals, talking to transplant staff and transplant recipients and families. And we took that all digital and had a great ambassador panel tour online and some great conversations. We just did a really interesting one with Rabbi Mintz, Bill Luffer, the new rector at Christ Church, the rabbi at the Chabad, as well as two others, and did a myths and misconceptions about religion and organ donation.
Oh, interesting.
And Cece Cunningham, our executive director, led that. It was an awesome conversation.
She's in our live audience. Right?
She's right here, capturing the social media
she
shots.
She hasn't responded to the applause sign. I'm a little disappointed.
It's a little weird, but we'll work on it.
Maybe at the end of the show.
So yeah, Cece's done a phenomenal job, and we've had
cool.
some great ambassador panel tours.
Neat.
We do our toolkit for teachers that gets the curriculum in schools all over the country, totally free. And you know, the teachers have had such a massive year the last year and a half, figuring out all of this and putting up with our kids. And this is a great way to say, hey, you can teach organ donation and take the day off. Here's a turnkey toolkit for you to teach it, some fun trivia, a great interactive program. You take the day off, teach this class. And it's a good program. And then we do our National Donor Day, which is Valentine's Day, which is a CKF program. And that's the largest single-day organ donation awareness drive in the country.
Wow.
And so, yes, we do have programs. We usually do about 100 in-person events annually. This year, it's sort of a mix, or the last year and a half, it's a mix of digital and some in-person where we can, kind of like Summit for Life this year.
Right. That is so cool. Well, let's switch gears a little bit, because also changing lives, we call that a segue.
Yes, I got it.
Is purchasing a place in Aspen and having your, we'll call it forever home. I like that from the dog rescue industry, your forever home. But can you give us kind of a market update in the real estate? You're one of our top-rated local real estate agents. And how's it going? It's just been kind of cranking the last couple of years.
It's been all hands on deck for the last 18 months.
Yeah.
And, I've shared with you before that in March of 2020, when the lift stopped spinning in mid-March, and I think I had 6 out of 7 deals implode, and I looked at my wife and said, we'll be lucky to sell another thing this year. Loaded up our camper and went kiting in South Padre for a couple weeks. Came back, and of course, everything, it just exploded.
Turned upside
and
down.
I get it, it's the urban exodus and the COVID-fueled, urban refugees that have come to Aspen, Snowmass, and frankly, the entire Roaring Fork Valley, and really every second home resort community.
Right.
And listen, I get it. This is, as I said, one of the great places on earth to live, and other people have recognized that and realized how special it is too. The big story right now is just the lack of inventory. There's really no merchandise on the shelves effectively. It's down about almost 70% in Aspen and Snowmass year over year, the inventory overall. So there's still very, very strong demand. We're seeing both the average sale price for condos, single family, both Aspen and Snowmass, really shot up the last year. But now we're starting to see the last couple of months, things are quite a bit slower because there's no inventory on the shelves.
Yeah. So big demand, less supply.
Still
means
very strong
prices
demand,
go
no
up.
supply.
Well, Chris, there's always been a lot of demand for my cookies.
There's, as a cookie monster myself, there's...
I try to keep the supply going by baking them.
I love it.
Did you have fun in the show today?
I loved it. Hey, listen, you always bring me gifts, and I know we're wrapping up, so I brought you a couple.
Oh, nice.
You got a new CKF buff.
Love it.
We want you out there guiding in style. And Cece and I just opened the boxes. You know, our CKF headquarters is at the Red Brick. You get the first Summit for Life T-shirt for 2021. Every one of our participants gets one of those.
See, this matches the hat from a few years ago.
I love it. Looking sharp.
So I'm like Mr. Schwag. So thank you, Chris.
You're going to be hiking in style on Saturday night.
Thank you for this. Thank you for being here.
You bet.
Thank you for all you do.
Have a great winter. Let's go burn some skis and snowboards and bring on the snow.
There you go. We're giving it all to you, Euler. And like Klaus likes to say, Mrs. Howla, shaking the sheets in heaven. Thanks, you guys, for joining us this week on The Local Show.
The Gonzo Foundation is a nonprofit organization created to promote literature, journalism, and political activism through the legacy of Hunter S. Thompson, and is a proud supporter of The Local Show and GrassRoots TV. For more information, visit thegonzofoundation.org.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
Sundog Athletics, Aspen's Adventure Sports School, is your opportunity to experience private, all-inclusive snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and fat biking instructional adventures that will improve your safety, performance, and enjoyment.
Welcome to